There once was a carrot named Bob. Now, Bob was born about 100 years ago on a small family farm not too far away from here. He was grown thanks to the sun, the soil, the water, and when he was ripe, he was picked by a farmer, brought to a local food store where a family came in, chatted with the farmer and the store owner, and then brought him home for dinner. Now, let me tell you the story about a carrot named Joe. Now, Joe was also from not too far around here, but he was born on a big industrial farm last spring. So his producers didn't like or trust nature so much, so they sprayed him with a whole bunch of insecticides and pesticides that then leaked into our water, into our soil, and into the air that we breathe. He was then picked by an underpaid migrant worker who, to comply with the food safety laws of Canada, stuck him on a truck to go hours away to a processing plant where he was put on a conveyor belt full of carrots from all across the province, then stuck in a plastic bag and transported all the way back to a big superstore that wasn't actually that far from where he was grown in the first place. Then he was purchased by someone who didn't talk to anyone, just walked into the superstore, went to the self-checkout line, and walked back out. That's crazy, right? That we used to have a system that directly connected the producer and the consumer, but that we now have a system with high energy inputs, chemical inputs, and these underpaid wage workers. So the problem I'm trying to get at through my stories are that we are currently moving towards a system with higher and higher environmental, social, and economic costs that are just now seen as unsustainable. So for my PhD research, I'm looking at what types of initiatives are currently being developed to support the transition to more sustainable food systems and how those are being governed. By more sustainable, I mean systems that are more mindful of how their impacts are economically, socially, and environmentally. More specifically, I'm going to be looking at municipalities, so what municipalities are doing to bring these kinds of transitions into their towns, much like the town that Carrot Bob probably came from. And I'm going to be looking at 4 municipalities in the European Union and Canada to be seeing what types of activities are involved, who is involved, and how these changes are occurring. And with all of this, I'm going to try to derive what kinds of strategies can be used elsewhere, so which ones are translatable elsewhere, which ones might be scalable to bigger cities, with the hope that if these small local initiatives are happening everywhere, they might be able to aggregate into a larger sustainable food system that can occur at the national or even at the international scale. So I think that my research is really important because, simply put, we all just need to eat, and less people are able to access healthy, affordable food. I'm also hoping that if someone can figure out how these systems are operated and how they are managed, that other people can translate these systems elsewhere, that carrots like Bob can grow again, and that people like you and I can finally stop asking ourselves so many questions about what's in our food and where it comes from. Thank you.